Boom. And there's that red light that I like to see so much, symbolizing that we are live up in this thing. So let me get it started before we meet our guests. I would like to say hello, everyone. I am Paul Wizzo, and welcome to Wizzo Talk. Whether you're watching live or you catch the replay, don't forget it's totally free, 100% free to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Just be sure to smash that notification bell because I post to my guests availability rather than on a fixed schedule. You like to be on Wizzo Talk, just hit me up, send me a smoke signal, carry a pigeon, or whatever you got to do to get me the message. And we'll make sure you get on the show. Don't worry about a topic because I have plenty of them. We got you covered. I've also included the Wizzo Talk merch in the description. So if you'd like to check out some of Wizzo Talk merch, I'll be creating some more crazy shit. By all means, check that out. Those are your announcements. Take due notice thereof and govern yourself accordingly. We're going to meet our guest and we're going to get this thing rolling. Come on, Seven.
Yo, this your boy 7 Points of Bliss, aka the Pomegranate Samurai, man. More bliss, more life, man. And if you ever look for any of my merch, you can check me out under After Real Truth on Google. You'll find my shops, all my social media links and whatnot, man. Come check out some of my art. Maybe even purchase some, man. You can check me out. You can also find me on Spotify on the Cosmic Currency 777. Come give me a listen, man. And also I want to shout out PM, man. I know you going through something, bro. We sending you love, brother.
Yeah,
Shout out to
what's
Pete.
up.
Shout
Yeah,
out to
yeah,
Pete.
that's a good shout. Good shout out to Pete. That's what's up. Y'all check 7 points out. You get a chance, see what's up. All right, Big Pokey, come on with your intro with it.
Yeah, thank you for having me on Wizard. I do appreciate it. Again, I'm new to the business, late to the party, as I like to say. Big Poke Dog on every platform. It's some format of that. Um, I'm always about a vibe. Hope we get a good one going. Like to talk about the topics, just like Wizzo say. I think it'll be fun. Let's get it going.
All right, that's what's up. Appreciate it. Come on, Anthony, what you got for your intro?
My name's Anthony, born and raised in Austin, Texas. A Dallas Cowboys fan, so all y'all haters, y'all already know. Oh man, I just over here enjoying life, trying to create new memories, man. That's all it is.
All right.
Anybody promise tomorrow, so do what you can do today.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. I appreciate you guys on. Big Pokey showed he showed his cowboy shirt up there. I don't know if you saw it, but he showed that cowboy
Yeah,
shirt up
all
there.
day.
Yeah, yeah, you
Deep,
know. That's
deep
why I
all
said.
day.
That's why I said the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Oh, Seven, come on, you already know, man.
I don't even watch sports, dog. I don't got no
All right. Hey guys, so I will draw your attention to the comments. I may post some comments that people post in the chat. They may watch it now, they may watch it later. So you guys are always welcome to go back and check out the comments. Usually people post some comments and you're welcome to apply. I mean to respond if you like. But most of the comments I'll share them on the screen. If not, you should be able to see them once they start popping up on there. So with all that being said, we're gonna get it going. But before I do that, I gotta come to Big Pokey. I just gotta ask you something. You know, I've been following you and everything for a while. So, and you can correct me if I get this wrong, but I'm gonna ask you about both of these things. I'm gonna read out and ask you what inspired you. So usually you'll say something to the fact of every day you make it is another day you celebrate, and then you always have some words of the day. So I just kind of want to, before we get off into some real good juicy stuff, just kind of what inspired you for that comment in the words of the day. I kind of like both of those when you be sharing those.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you kindly. So with every day you make it is a day you celebrate it. That's a lot of us have lived through experiences that some did not get to. We've all lost friends, family members,
Mm,
things of that nature. And sometimes we'll get caught up in feeling sorry for ourselves, blaming things on other people, not concentrating on the things that matter, which is why I always say every day you make it, it is a blessing. So you should celebrate it.
yeah,
Already,
that's what's up. That's what's up.
already.
In the words that you be coming up, with the words of the day. How do you come about with those words, and what inspired you to post the word of the day. You post the word of the day, you post the comment, definition behind it, and everything. So how did that come about?
Well, that's just a bit of personally me trying to influence the sphere that I have available to me. The word of the day, that one thing that you might never known that word before, and learning about it gives you that crinkle. The crinkle in the brain, as I understand it, helps you maintain your thought process as long as we get older.
Okay.
That's one of the bases behind it. Then another thing, I like to learn myself. Some of those words are brand new words to me as well. And
Right.
the way I relate the definition is something that I can relate to people such as you and myself or my
Right.
family members. That's usually what I base it on.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, I've noticed you, and I follow you, like I say, and I just thought I wanted to ask about that and kind of see what inspired that and what that brought along. So everyone knows, if you watch Wizzo talk before, all of my guests have a chance to bring up a topic because it's not all about me. Neither one of us knows what the other person going to talk about. It can be something totally to the left, to the right. We don't know. I have my own, and they have theirs. They don't even know who I'm going to call on first. And usually I start out first, but this time I'm not. I'm not going to start out first. I'm going to let one of my guests bring up a little something. So I'm telling you right now, whether you're watching it live right now or you watching it later or catching the replay, get your popcorn, sit on down because, hey, we start with one topic and we'll wind up somewhere totally freaking different. I just asked my guests that maybe take a note so we don't talk over one another and we can always kick it in reverse to give you a chance to come back to say to address whatever. We're gonna get as much meat off the bone as we possibly can. With that being said, let me come on over here to Anthony because I follow Anthony quite a bit also, and Anthony be having quite a bit to say. So I just want to see if he gonna just share anything with us right now. So us three men or so us four men, we can talk about it, and whether it's about one of your posts or whether whatever's on your mind. Because I got something deep at the end that I'm gonna bring up, but I'm gonna let you go ahead. Go ahead, Anthony. What you got?
So the other day I was talking to a young lady, and she told me she wanted to become HVAC, work on air conditioning, and that kind of made me think about how do men feel about women being mechanically inclined, be able to work, fix on things. I know one lady who work on cars for a living. How do men feel about stuff like that compared to women who feel like that's is not being a woman or women shouldn't do that?
I have a
Okay, all right, big.
question. Is it in relation to couples, or is it just as a person being able to have a skill?
A woman be able to have a skill because
Um,
normally trades like that is normally for men. But there's a lady that came to me saying she want to learn how to fix her own air conditioning.
Okay, all right, all right. Anybody got something, Big Pokey? You got something on him first?
well, well, if we're just talking about people gaining skills, then I'm all for it. Especially if it's HVAC. That's one of those trades that in the next 10 years they're going to be needing another couple of 100,000 people to get it done. So more power to anybody who wants to get into a trade.
Yeah, yeah. No, no doubt on that. Seven. What you got on that?
I mean, I think women are capable of doing anything that a man can do, if not even better. I feel like women are the beginning of everything. So anything that we can do, women have already done. I feel like there are some things that men can do better than women. But when it comes to stuff like that, like mechanics and stuff like that, I don't think that has anything to do with it. It's really about mental capacity and the passion for whatever you're doing. Like I said, women are very intelligent. As a matter of fact, we would never even motherfucking got the first rocket off the planet if it wasn't for some black women. They had a whole movie about that. So it's really not even about genders when it comes to that. Now, when it comes to stuff like heavy lifting, and I mean, I feel like women could do that too. It's probably a lot more harder for them since we have more muscle mass. But in general, I feel like they can do it, man. No problem.
Right, right. That's what's up. But excuse me. I'm all for it. Also, women working on whatever, like Big Poker saying, gaining that knowledge and gaining whatever they can. But when you walk up to the parts store at the AutoZone, Big Three, wherever you go, and there's a woman at the counter, some men is going to say she don't know what she's talking about. Some
Mhm.
men are going to say when the woman is working on that air conditioner, she don't know what she's doing. I want a man. Some of us are not going to have that trust in that woman, and she can be damn good, at what she does. She can be. Sometimes women can be a little bit more. Um, shit. Um, they can be a little bit more. I just say a little bit more thorough than men. And looking at all of the little things that some men may say, that don't matter, but a woman is going to look at that. So I'm gonna ask y'all this. I mean, when you go into the mechanic shop, I mean to the uh, parts store, and the woman come up to the counter. Have y'all ever had that thought? And it'd be the same process if the woman come over to work on your air conditioner. That she don't know what she talking about. She don't know what she doing.
I think my first thought is I don't even know what the fuck is going on with the car. So the fact that a woman can even tell me anything, I'm good with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I don't. To me, it don't like because listen, bro. I don't know too much about mechanics, so even if a fucking dude tell me some shit, he cannot know what the fuck he talking about.
Right.
It don't have nothing to do with the individual person, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, well, it does have some. It has everything to do with the individual person and their passion for whatever they're doing. But the thing is this. You could be swindled by any fucking body, bro. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody tells you something, you should be looking it up anyway. So you know you ain't getting tricked.
Right.
But it's some women out there that know shit better than men, and it's some men that know shit better than women. As far as like, so when you look at cooking, right? Majority of the motherfucking chefs in the world are men.
Mhm.
But you trust your mama to cook for you. You know what I'm saying? So you can't look at certain things like that though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like people don't. You only put gender to specific things. But I know some women out there that can fix some cars better than some dudes, and I know some dudes out there that can cook and clean better than some women because they was taught by their mamas. You know what I'm
Are
saying?
y'all teaching y'all daughters how to be mechanically inclined?
But then
So
most of the women,
like for me though, I taught my daughter. I bought her a drill set, tool set, and she does stuff herself. I mean, one time her bumper, her light on her car was out, and so she took it to the dealership. They told her about this so much amount to change it. She went and changed it herself. She like, why should I give these people my money when I could do it myself? And
Okay.
so I think it's very important for people who have them skills to share it with their daughters, with their sons.
but
Right.
then again, they got the platform like YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so wait, what's the part in your car that charges your battery as you drive?
The
Alternator.
alternator.
Bro, hey, listen, I know a lady, her alternator had fucked up. I didn't know how to do that shit. She didn't have no money to get it done. She went to the store, rented the tool. I looked it up on YouTube and changed her alternator out.
Yeah, that's what's up. What's up, PM? Appreciate you
That's what I'm
japping in,
saying.
brother.
Anybody can learn something if you know how to look the shit up.
Yeah.
But are you passionate enough to even go that far?
Big Pokey, what you got?
So back to the point you had brought up about whether or not you'd have some hesitation depending on the situation going into an auto zone. From an honest standpoint, it would depend. So if the woman looked like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, yeah, I'm gonna have some trepidation. But if she looked like Large Marge, no, I'd be all right.
Huh?
Well, Buffy, she might be the one that right there up under that car, it nuts
It,
and bolts.
that's a possibility, but the eyeball test would say no.
Have y'all ever worked with a woman that does hands-on stuff like that? If y'all have, what was the experience though? I mean, I worked with a woman who does AC before, and it's like when it came to the heavy stuff, I felt like as a man, I should be carrying that, but she tell me, no, I got this. This is what I'm getting paid to do.
Well,
So it kind of
well,
feel like, go ahead.
okay, I'll say this first. When you said about do we teach our daughters, and I'm taught my daughter how to change a flat if she have to, but as far as getting up under the car, working on this and fixing so forth and so on, no, I haven't went that far with her. I know some of the basics, but I know a lot of stuff about a lot of the older cars, a lot of the newer cars. It's totally
Yeah,
different. Some of the newer
yeah,
cars, the battery's in the trunk, it's under the seat. You can't get to the battery, so it's a whole different game. I taught my son how to jump a car off back when people didn't even, some of the kids he went to school with didn't even know how. But so that's a touch on that. And then when you was talking about, working with someone, I'll tell you this, I believe it was Jason that's been on the podcast said once before that, if he working with a woman and she got to lift up something heavy, shit, he gonna let her ass lift it up. She chose to do this job, so she gonna have to do it. So he ain't gonna help her. He gonna just walk on off. But uh, I've worked with women before in different warehouses and doing different things, and they hold it down for most part. But like you say, to the heavy stuff, it's a little bit different. So anybody else?
There's some special breed of women that just like niggas out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? They can hold it down with the brothers. I didn't work with a few of them in some factories. You know what I'm saying? They do everything a dude do. They don't give no fuck about none of that shit, man. They don't even be thinking about their women.
Yeah,
talk like niggas and everything.
Yeah, a lot of them want to be independent and want to do their own thing. So I have no problem with a woman working on my AC, working on this. There will be a little hesitation, but she proved herself worthy. She fixed it. Shit, I'm good. Okay, anything?
I feel like it's the same way when you come to work with young dudes. Shit, you working with young people. Hey, man, they got to prove themselves.
What you got? Anything else on that bone there, Big Pokey?
No, I didn't want to add nothing to it. I kind of, the whole eyeball test thing I think that would stand true anywhere you go. Yeah. You go to a sushi restaurant and you see Miguel back there, you're gonna look a little to the left.
Yeah, that's true on that. That's true on that. All right, that's what's up, there. So we're back. We got that beat off that bone about the women working, AC or working on cars and different things like that. So, women, it's a new day and it's a new time, and women are, they moving out of the kitchen and doing different things. And
shit, they in the gym. They in the gym trying to get swole. Trying to look like some man muscle bound. The bodybuilders.
Wait a minute, you said they in the gym working out, getting swole? Yeah. See, you go shut the internet there. I mean, if she's toned, I don't have no problem with it. But if she over there benching 350 pounds, I'm like, God damn,
Strong with that, man.
Some of them that do that. I follow this one lady, and I saw her bench. I think it was 225. I think she benched it like 5 times. I think, or it may have been 4, but she repped it a few times. I was like, damn, she out there flipping over tractor tires and shit.
Are you intimidated by that?
Oh hell no, nah. I ain't intimidated by that. There's no need for me to. I mean, I don't know her, but if she come up to me, I'm not the guy to fight women, but I'm not the one to take a whooping by them neither. So
I'm talking about that. She be able to bitch more than you, or she more soul than you.
Okay, I had to see where you were going with it. I ain't know shit.
Hey man, let's say y'all out and about, and then you end up getting your ass whooped, right? Niggas jumping, she jump in, beat all them niggas' asses, then carry you off into the sunset.
I tell her, that's good looking out, baby. Way to have my back.
Hey,
I tell you this, when you talk about intimidate, I had to see where we was going with that because I wasn't sure. But as far as the weightlifting, I mean, I'm closing in on 60. So I've been up over 400 pounds benching before and all that. I don't do that shit no more. There's no need for me to do all that now. But so if I'm with a woman and she's benching that shit, more power to her. But long as she's wearing it sexy, don't be swollen and then you got and anyway. No, I'm not intimidated by it. Big Pokey, what's up?
I just don't think it's cute at all. Yeah. Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. I don't think it's cute at all. Do your thing, but when you're talking about what's attractive, yeah.
Right. So you saying if she got definition, if she's cut and she's ripped, you ain't for that at all. You want her to stay looking feminine. You don't none of that.
Yeah, I'm not with the Usain Bolt look. I'm good.
Oh hell no. What the fuck?
I'm good.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm
she can
good.
have a little muscle under that fat, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
So need that fat.
Hey,
You gotta have some meat
you
on them.
said the key
yeah,
word. She still got fat. Like he
she
not
gotta
talking
have some of
about
that
fat. He
fat on
talking
her.
about somebody competing for Mrs. Olympia or something like that. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
with that.
Listen, man, them thighs gotta be squeezing, dog.
I
You
heard
feel me?
that. Yeah, so that's how it worked with me. I did well. That's what's up there. So let me just switch gears and let me come over here to Big Pokey, see what he want to go and throw out there for us to rap about up in here, off in here. Big Pokey, what throw something out there? What you got on your mind? I know you got something.
Oh, yeah. I got what I wanted to ask is this a safe space for men to talk?
Yes, sir.
And
Okay.
what I mean by that is it okay to emote without feeling like someone's going to belittle you for you actually showing that you're a human being?
Okay. So you saying is this podcast a safe place for men to talk?
No, not your
Oh no, just in
podcast.
general. Yeah.
In general,
Yeah.
yes. Are platforms like this safe spaces for men to talk?
Before I say something, first I'm gonna come up to seven. I'll let seven go ahead and then I'll come back and say something after seven and Anthony. Seven, is this a safe place for men to talk in general?
Honestly, man, I feel like it's not. The internet is not a safe place for men to talk. I mean, even though, like, when we talk, right, it gets out to other men and it allows them to be able to open up in the comments and stuff like that. But women still see this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they still be going in on this shit, man. I feel like the safest place to talk is in private. Can't nobody see you. Like, back in the days, man, motherfuckers be like, man, let's rap about it. You know what I mean? Like, well, not rap, but you know how older people be like, let's rap about it. Really mean, like, let's talk. Like, men get together in their own little man caves and talk about this shit. Keep it confined, man.
Right.
Because even though it's good to let other men see that you can open up about your feelings, women still see this, man. You know what I'm saying? And they still be in the comments and they be, you know what I mean? They want to try to validate themselves and it's crazy, man.
Okay. Anthony, what's up with that?
I believe it's safe for me because I'm learning that I gotta speak my truth, regardless how other people might feel. I gotta speak my truth. I gotta keep it 100 with myself first. So if I can't keep it 100 myself, I can't keep it 100 with nobody else.
Okay.
So I'm gonna speak what's on my mind.
Right. So when you
When
get
you
on the
like it, you
platform,
like it. You don't, you don't.
right. So when you get on the platform, podcast or whatever, question come up, whatever it may be, you're gonna speak your mind and whoever like it, whoever don't.
That, facts, facts,
All right,
facts.
that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, I'll say this on this a safe place for men to talk. I don't think so. I think men are only going to share what they want to share on here. They're not going to share everything. They're going to always keep something back.
Oh,
They're not
that's
going to.
life.
They're not going to open up to you like us four right here now talking. And I'm just going to throw this for an example, but don't nobody answer this question. If I was to throw up and say, okay, which one of y'all done cheated on whatever, that's not going to get answered correctly because I would, for one thing, is I wouldn't even answer that. I wouldn't even ask that fucking question because
Mm.
men are not gonna come on here and say, "Yeah, I cheated on my wife, man. Shit, or I did this and that." They gonna hold some back. Yeah, I cheated on my girlfriend because just like Seven said, people are watching this. Women are watching this, and women don't forget shit. They gonna hold it. So my thing is, men gonna always hold some back. But just for us to come on here and have a general topic, a general discussion. When I do my one on ones with uh, other people that I've done on my podcast, I let them know before I bring them to the stage that I'm gonna ask some questions, and if they get to be too whatever, just say, "No, Wizzo, I can't answer that." But I would never get you on here as a one on one and say, "So I'm just using for example, Anthony. Anthony. So tell me about the last 4, 5 women, man. You didn't went on knocked on there. Did they suck your dick? Did they do? I mean, I'm not gonna do that in a one on one interview. You know, what's up, Rico? Appreciate you tapping in, bro. So my thing is that men is only going to share what they want other people to hear, to people to know. They're not going to share everything. So this can be a safe place to talk to a certain extent.
Well, it's not about lying. I mean, you can speak with your truth, but if I say no, I didn't do this, and I know I did, and that's lying though. So what I'm saying is all about how you say it and what you say to speak
Right.
or speak your truth. There's a
Right.
way to do it though.
Yeah. Yeah. What you got something on that big pokey?
Well, I wanted to go back to a point he was making about when he said that women would watch this and use it as fuel for themselves or weaponize it. I guess is a way to shorten praising it. Like, is that might be the key factor that I'm talking about, that weaponization specifically, but not just on the women's side, but from other men too. Because that's one thing I've noticed is sometimes when you'll hear somebody share, and not in particular in one of these podcasts, but you'll hear somebody share, I don't know, the loss of not having, or the feeling the loss of not having their father there. And you'll see something along the line, you need to man up in the comments. And it's things like that that make me question whether or not these types of platforms are safe spaces, even though these types of communications are clearly necessary for men to actually be human.
Yeah. Yeah. And
In
I
other
think,
words,
oh, go ahead, Anthony.
becoming vulnerable. Make yourself vulnerable. Is that what you wanted to know? If it's okay for a man to become vulnerable during these discussions?
Well, see, I don't know if I want to use the word vulnerable, but at least being able to say something about a hurt that happened and
Hmm.
trying to get some reciprocity from another brother and strengthening, the spiritual side of the things that I'm talking about, that healing that most of us don't get to share in because we are supposed to stand strong, be islands amongst the men in the world, and that those types of talks that we've been raised up as, which a lot of people may consider toxic
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah. And I'll Seven, go ahead.
I wanted to say when you said that people be like, man up, man, we really have to stop that shit because that's some dangerous shit. When you really think about what that really means, when people say you need to man up, it's like, man, you need to tuck those feelings away, bottle it up, where nobody, don't express it. And that's kind of like, bro, that really turns you into a weapon when you do shit like that, bro. You use like a ticking time bomb, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was going to say that, uh, I think some guys will, if you were to open up about something personal, I'm going to say this. Seven and I, and seven and no, seven and no. Seven knows that it was him and I, we was on this podcast, and the question came up something to the fact about who raises. And it came up, and seven and no, I talked about it hit me, and I fucking cried right here on the podcast, on the live, because it was talking about my mom. And my mom didn't pass. So certain times and certain situations that come about, what's up, Arby? Appreciate you watching. It'll hit me, and it just out of nowhere, and I think that all of us men are holding things in that we don't share with our ladies. My lady's probably watching this now. If she's not, she's gonna watch it later. And she's always talking to me about it. And I've seen some once before that when a man finally open up and tells his girlfriend, a fiance, a wife, something, he's been holding that for a long time before he shared that with her, you know. And once we get to sharing things on this podcast, some people may say, "Oh man, that motherfucker weak," and like you were saying, he need to man up. But hey, you gotta let that go. We have to break that cycle and let our kids know and let everybody know, hey, it's safe to go ahead and be a human and be a man, to show your emotions. But I, I just think you gotta let that
Appreciate
shit
it,
go.
bro.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, I was at church Sunday, and it reminded me of I didn't see plenty of grown men in church shed tears. They show that they are men. It's okay. It's okay to express your feelings. Let it out. Let it out.
Yeah.
Instead of something like you said, some men say, "Man up, why are you shedding tears? Why are you crying?" Some people crying because of happiness, because of sadness. Everybody got their own reasoning, but it's okay.
Yeah. 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 We definitely have to let them know, hey, it's okay for a man to cry. Cause coming up, we used to say, shit, don't cry, don't do this, don't do that. So I mean, to go back to your deal, is this a safe place? I mean, to a certain extent, I think it is. Seven was talking about sharing, you know, with y'all. Excuse me, because I pause sometimes because I'll be checking out the comments and posting the comments, and you guys can see the comments, and sometimes that make me lose my train of thought. But what's up there, Hollywood? We appreciate you tapping in, whether that's for a minute or whatever. We appreciate it. But
Sure.
so we as men, I think one time one of the podcasts, one of the guys was saying that we can't show too much because then the women gonna see us as weak, and they always want to see us as strong. There's the one that's holding it down. But shit, I think I just had something. Who the men talk to, or somebody brought that up. I can't remember when they need to talk to somebody. Who do they talk to? You know. Uh, but y'all got some comments because I'm any comments on that?
Hey man, I want to tell you this. It's crazy. Like as I was growing up, my father, right? He was so old school with the manhood shit. He never told me he loved me like that, bro. And
Yeah.
the crazy thing about that is, I knew my dad loved me though. He just never said it. And then I had told him about that shit. And then one day, it was before he died. He told me he loved me on the phone, and I laughed. That nigga never told me that shit again. But I didn't laugh because I was laughing at him. I was laughing because the shit came out of nowhere, and I was just surprised. Like, damn, that's crazy. Out of all these years, he took that step to grow out of nowhere, and it just shocked me. And me laughing made him retreat back into that "you need to man up" type of attitude. And it's just crazy, bro, that the older generation that was forced on them like that. And then so many young men I know probably didn't even get to hear their dad say they loved them, but they knew their dad loved them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt, no doubt. Appreciate you, Hollywood. She says it's best to release it. And if you guys can see the comments where Aubrey was talking about in battle, uh, let me go back for a second. When we lose warriors in battle, tears are shed, and the emotions are valid, So uh, you, I think just so much men are just not quick to cry, especially I think the older cats when we just kind of hold it in when we should like Hollywood Diana here is saying, it's best to release it no matter how you can, you need to let that state go. Anybody got any?
Yeah, I did want to add on to that. So, like, I didn't necessarily mean crying because I'm a little reserved about that. To me, there should be very specific reasons you cry. Um, the way I look at crying, for instance, like if there's something you can do about it, then you don't have time to cry. It like if you lose $100, you better not cry about that. There's work to do so you can get that money back.
Okay.
You lose your arm, yeah, ain't nothing you can do to replace that arm back 100%. I could see you crying about that. That what I actually do mean is just actually being able to talk about. Well, this might have hurt my feelings. Don't necessarily need to cry, sure, but I just want to. It's actually being able to talk about it instead of the holding it in. Like before it gets to where it's uncontrollable tears, and when it just made me feel some type of way without it being you get your balls up, like without that coming out. Like can we talk about it?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I think we were just going with cry because it could lead to that. But I'm seeing you saying that if you ain't no need crying pretty much with you about Jack because you lose your arm, shit, you got another one.
No.
You lose your lady, shit, you can get another one. You lose $100, get your ass out there and get to working. So
Yeah, like you
basically,
lose.
what you
Yeah,
saying
if
is
there's something you can get, like if you can replace it at 100%, Yeah, you ain't got no time to cry.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you don't have time to cry. Okay.
Not if you
Okay.
can replace it at 100%. Yeah, no.
Right. And that's only dealing with things that you can replace.
Correct.
So if you're for the people that's deeply that believe in love so much or whatever, so you didn't just lost the woman you've been with for 20 years or whatever or something like that. She didn't took the kids. No need to cry because you can get another one and you can be with her 20 more years because you got
No,
20 more years of life left.
wait. You can't 100% replace that. You can't 100%. If that situation happens, you want to go hit the Lenny Williams. It gets lonely. I feel you. Okay. Yeah, if you want to hit the Lenny Williams after that, you want to roll yourself up in a big old ball and cry. I get it.
Right.
Yeah, that you can't replace.
But you're not going to cry about it because you can replace that with another one.
Well, another one, but
With another one,
with
but you still
kids.
young, and you got 20 more years left, and your fish still swims, so you can make another baby. You just Big Pokey, what's up with you and the crying? You just not doing that shit.
That is reserved for like your mother passing away. Like when my mother passed away, yeah, I think I cried for maybe 2-3 days.
Right.
But yeah, like I get in the car wreck. If I can walk away from it, I'm just gonna call my insurance company.
So how about little kids playing football, sports, or whatever? They're in the championship game. They lose that championship game and come and shed tears. In professional, they shed some tears if they play in a major league game and they lose. Is something wrong with
Right, because
that?
they can't get that back.
No, okay.
Hey,
That's
They can get it back
qualified.
next year.
Well, yeah, next year, cool.
Yeah.
But in that moment, that time, you can't get that back.
Okay.
You'll always have that L.
All right.
Yeah,
Hey, man,
under those circumstances, you'll always have that L, so you can't get that back.
Right. All right, that's what's up.
Now,
Let me
I wouldn't cry, but I understand the emotions behind it.
How about the Cowboys? I cry every year because we sorry.
Hey, let me
Hey, where that soundboard at, Wizzo? That was a perfect time.
5 times, 5 times, 5 times, 5 times, 5 times, 5 times.
yeah, just to touch on a couple of things. I don't know if you can see these comments, but Diane, she's saying, crying is normal for humans, Arby is saying some things. So you guys, you get a chance if y'all you can see the comments, you can comment on them if you like. But we appreciate y'all watching Diane, Arby, and some more people that's watching now, whether you're watching it live or you're watching it later. Just remember it's 100% free to like, share, and subscribe. Just click that link and subscribe. I appreciate your support.
Yes, sir.
We know Big Pokey ain't doing no damn crying.
That for the most part, yeah.
Not if he can get it back.
Yeah.
So, like he just said about that football game or whatever, you can get it back. We know that if he lose a woman that he's been with 20 years or whatever, something like that, is either took the kids and packed up. He ain't crying.
Hey, you might have a divorce party.
So Diane was saying, she said it's difficult to communicate when you hurt. So let me ask you, so when you hurt, by whatever hurt that may be from, it could be from multiple things. Is it difficult to communicate when you hurt?
Anybody want to jump on that?
Anybody? Okay, go ahead.
Sometimes it is because you're trying to process what happened. You get mixed signals. It all depends on what caused that hurt to occur. So you got to process it sometimes, and then once you figure it out, it all depends on what it is.
Okay. All right. So anybody else got on Big Pokey? What you got on that?
So it's difficult to communicate when we're hurt. That it would be true if the goal is not been set to resolve the hurt. Like
Mm.
you shouldn't communicate until you're ready to resolve it. Like, because if you're hurt, then at that point your communication might be hurtful, just so that they can gauge in that same pain that you're feeling.
Okay. So in other words, hold that in and don't communicate yet.
Not until you're ready to actually have a resolution.
Mm.
Okay. Diane, I think you heard that. So you got to come back. But let me go to 7. 7. Is it difficult to communicate when you're hurt?
I mean, I don't personally think it is, but like my man Anthony said, man, it's how you're processing it. And unfortunately, when a lot of people get hurt, they process shit straight to anger. You know what I'm saying? So, like Big Poke said, man, if you're not looking for that resolution right then and there, you probably should wait because your line of communication is going to be crossed. And then you got to look at how the other person is able to open themselves up and communicate as well. They might not be able, might not be able to even handle what you're going to say, depending on the emotional state. Because a lot of people don't listen to listen; they listen to react. So
Respond.
it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're not even really listening, and a lot of people don't even listen with their hearts, man. A lot of people just listen with their ego. So a lot of times shit get crossed up when emotions are just flaring. You know what I mean? So as a man, I find it best to just shut the fuck up and be in my own thoughts for a while. But I don't have any problems with communicating, even when I'm hurt. But it's just different how people take things because you can say things, especially to a woman, one way, and she will hear something completely different. I think we talked about that before.
Yeah.
And it's hard to communicate when you hurt and then they not hearing you, but you telling them, and then shit gonna get worse.
Mm.
Yeah. And I think it is difficult to communicate when you're hurt because if I'm over there, I'm in that zone and I'm pissed off, then it just depends to me because sometimes that woman she can come over there and gonna if and that touch could kind of ease some of that up and make me kind of open up a little bit. Just that woman's touch it can kind of soften you down a little bit and go on and say, well, and then her tone. But if I'm hurt and she's come over there with the wrong deal, then that's then escalated shit to another whole level. So we talked about that somewhere. I think Big Poker we was on there how women back in the day saw things and felt and they knew when the man was hurt and how to embrace him and things like that. So
Oh yeah.
just to touch on right here, Arby saying it's okay, to cry if you lost love, just not in the strip club. He said cry at the house or at the car.
Right. Hey, yo, I wanted to say something else to that too. I was saying about the older generation men not knowing how to display certain emotions. It's kind of crazy that they were taught to be so tough, but then you got the brothers out here, right, that wrote blues, right? And you look at the blues, that's nothing but pure emotion. Brothers pouring their hearts out, sisters pouring their hearts out. And like back in the old days, I mean, my granddads and some of my uncles be playing that shit heavy. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be drinking to that shit, damn near crying. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, bro, why people don't be thinking about that when they think about sharing their emotions? Right. It's easy for you to turn the blues on. You can feel it. Even if you're not sad, you turn some blues on, you're gonna feel what the fuck what they singing about. Yeah. So obviously people didn't have a problem with sharing their emotions. So where did the problem come in?
Well, I think you're talking about the way to channel your emotions through music, and I think that's still valid to this day. Although I don't think enough jazz comes out and people would think it is mainstream enough for them to actually listen to it so that type of channeling could happen again. Now, that's something I do try to post is music that I think will help you get in that good vibe that'll bring you that calm, that cool, that collectedness that you need when you're actually trying to communicate with resolution.
Wait a minute. Did he say she calm? What? I missed that. Did he? Was he?
What? Where you come from?
Who coming, Big Pokey?
Oh, it's no part of that. No part.
I missed that comment.
All right, cool. So, I mean, so men, I think men will cry to a certain extent. They may not do it like on this platform, and I think men only gonna share certain things on this platform. I think anybody's only gonna share certain things to the world like this because this video is up here, and it's going to be up here till I take it down, or if YouTube put me in jail and take the motherfucker down again, or something cause something they don't like. But people share a whole lot of shit on social media because I talk with some people and they say, I don't get on Facebook because, you know, it's too messy, it's too this, you know, and people share a lot of personal stuff on social media, some things that probably shouldn't be shared on social media.
Yep.
But then again, what do? Sometimes the messy it is, the fighting and this and that or whatever, then we watch the whole damn video. If it's something educational or whatever, or something about learning something, we just kind of give it a heart and keep on going. But we gonna watch that fight all the way through the end.
Mm.
Or if that woman's on there and she's talking something messy, I've seen them on TikTok and it just be straight mess, and people are tuned into it the whole time. So some people share a lot of shit on social media. Some only share what they need to. Men will cry off to themselves unless they somewhere and that hurt hit them out of nowhere. Like I'm man enough to go and say like it did me right here on live that time, and I did not take that video down, and it will hit you at that point in time. So that's my thought on that. All right, well, we're gonna move right on along. So I'm gonna ask you guys this. Do y'all believe in giving a person a second chance?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Big
I
Pokey.
need second chance. So it's all about forgiveness, though.
Oh,
So I
forgiveness.
believe
Okay.
everybody needs forgiveness.
Okay. Okay. Big Pokey.
Oh, that's such a. I don't want to say no, but I am hard pressed to just say a hard yes as well. To me, it's going to depend on the circumstances. Like
That's true.
I wouldn't I wouldn't give Jared a second chance. He can burn in hell.
Okay.
You know, I'm Jared from Subway. Just in case, yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Jared gets no second chances.
Right.
Right.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
So I got another part to this here, but I'm gonna ask Seven. Oh, what you do, Big Pokey? Go ahead.
No, that was it. It's just like it's going to depend on the circumstances. Like
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Seven, what's up with it?
I mean, it really depends on if the person is remorseful or not. You know, are they genuine? That kind of plays into the whole thing. I mean, some things you can't just give a person a second chance on, and there are some things that you can give a person a second chance. So I think it really just determines on what they did.
Okay. Okay. So Anthony's saying yes. You know, everybody needs a second chance. You know, you can forgive. I have another topic on. I mean, not another topic. Another comment on forgiveness. What were you going to say, Anthony?
Oh, nothing. I'm listening.
And Big Pokey and Seven pretty much saying it depends. What were you going to say, Seven?
I don't think Anthony will give a motherfucker a second chance who slapped shit out of his mama.
Now he'll give him no second chance in.
That's what I said.
It all depends. I said it all depends what it is, though. It all depends what it is. It all depends what it is. Because you slap my mom, you slap my daughter, and I'm trying to kill you. So you don't need no second chance.
He said you get a second chance at life.
Yeah, you ain't gonna need no forgiveness there. I'm gonna need forgiveness.
Already. Okay. Well, let me go to another part of this. Okay. So y'all can see the comments where Ari's talking about earned and Jason's talking about case by case. So you didn't just caught your lady in the car with this another dude. Y'all been together 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, or whatever. They're not doing anything, but she's supposed to be somewhere else, and you just happen to drive by this location, and you like, shit, that looked like my lady over there in that car.
Mm.
So I'm just wondering. She gets out the car, baby, we're not doing anything. We just talking, whatever. So are you going to just forgive her and say, okay, baby, don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later. Straight forgiveness. You didn't caught her in the car with another dude. Let me come to Big Pokey. Big Pokey, what you going to do?
I almost started cussing. My fault. Let me gather myself real quick. So If we're wife, husband, those types of circumstances should not happen with those words involved. And that's a period behind that to me. As far as forgiveness goes, sure, I can forgive you. Now, if we're gonna stay together, not no, but hell no.
Big Pokey, why I got you right here? Are you gonna cry?
Them motherfuckers would never see that shit. Never. Yeah.
Okay. Anthony, what's up with it? What you gonna do?
Sit and have a talk with her. Let's have discuss conversation. Why you in this man's car? And actually, I would like to meet the man though.
Mm.
Let me meet him. If he's supposed to just be a friend or y'all ain't doing it, let me meet him. Now, if you have a problem with me meeting him, and then yeah, and I'll depend on frame of mind I'm in as well. So I can say something right now, but if I'm in a different frame of mind, the results might be different. So yeah, I
Damn.
can say something right now, but react something totally different at that point in time. So you never know what you're gonna do until it happens.
Damn. Okay. Janice, we appreciate you watching. She said nope, no second chance, cause she's not gonna give you one. 7, what's up?
Nicely
What you
said.
gonna do?
Man, I would say, man, it kind of has to determine on a few factors. The first fact is, have I been cheating?
Mm.
I might just forgive her because it's like, damn, man, I was already doing some dirt. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Everybody fuck up. Players fuck up, man. Now, if I ain't been cheating, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask to talk to dude and her together. And while they
Mm-hmm.
sitting there talking, I'm gonna ask her to let me see her phone so I can see their messages on the phone that they've been having where I definitely can't see. Because see, a motherfucker lie about that. But if I get to see what y'all be talking about with my eyes and ears ain't nowhere near around, because you know shit
Yeah,
get juicy in the text messages.
Right.
Let me read the messages, man. I want to see what y'all was saying. How did y'all even get the link up here? What was said? What did y'all
exactly.
do when y'all came here? Because some of that shit she ain't gonna tell you, dog. So I want to see the messages, man. And you know motherfuckers be having messages. So I need to see the messages. I need to see any saved pictures you got this nigga in their phone. You know what I'm saying? Any of that shit, man, I need to see all that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm still probably not gonna fuck with it though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna trust her no more, definitely.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if I've been cheating, then I'll give it a benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Because I was already doing some crazy shit in the past. So I'm like, damn, shit, she just doing what I was doing. That's just the energy flip.
Right.
But if I'm just on the straight and narrow, nah, fuck that, man. I gotta see everything. I'm like Batman. I'm trying to get all the details, man.
And
Okay.
what if she was telling the truth? They wasn't doing anything.
So
They
why the
just
fuck
having a conversation.
why I ain't never meet this nigga? Some got to be going on. Why I don't know him. I ain't never heard his name. Why the fuck you in the car with this nigga? You supposed to be somewhere else. You was still lying.
I'm telling you, the way you described that, husband and wife, those circumstances should not go together.
Right.
Yeah, husband and under husband and wife, we talking about anything else? Okay, hey, let's hear this plausible story. But husband and wife, yeah, either or. Not now. I'm supposed to be somewhere else, but I see you with the opposite sex in their car. Negative.
Like, what she doing? Selling pussy or something? Like, this shit weird, dog.
Yeah.
You gonna say that to your wife?
I asked. Hey, it
So
makes sense to inquire, dog.
so 7, you saying if you've been cheating and you caught her in the car with old boy, then it's probably okay you'll forgive her and give her a second chance or whatever.
Yeah, but she still want to know that I ever cheated, though.
Yeah.
I would never divulge that information.
No,
I
men
forgive
is not
my
men
brother.
not gonna say that.
But my
Actually,
thing
I
is,
like your logic. I like your
I
logic.
forgive her though, because I was already doing this shit. So I'm like, man, you know what, man? I was fucking around. This is how the universe worked, though. The
So
Karma.
let me
energy
ask you
gonna
this.
come back.
7.
Karma.
Let me ask you this. Now you know how us men usually probably gonna do with a piece of woman. I don't want to say a piece of meat that's not ours. We're gonna try to dog the shit out that motherfucker. So you know that they probably didn't done the whoopee. So you gonna just say, well, it's okay because I done already done somebody else too. So you gonna go and give her that second chance and not even worry about it.
I'll tell you one further, brother. If I know I've been cheating, I'm gonna shake that nigga hand and I'm gonna tell him, man, you just doing what any nigga do, dog. It's her. She had the power. In that situation, she had the pussy, she had the power. You know what nigga
Good
would have did
answer.
regular.
Good answer.
Craig, congratulations, my nigga.
Good answer.
I like, man, I like, man,
Good
what she
answer.
do with you? I ask him, like, man, what she do with you, dog? She do some extra freaky shit she wasn't doing with me when she licked your balls or something? Like, I want to know all that shit. Because now she about to be
Damn.
doing that shit to me now. Fuck that bullshit. You ain't about to
So
do the extra freaky shit over there.
Uh-uh.
You ain't doing
it
that shit at
almost sounds
home.
like you and Anthony almost on the same whatever, because he's gonna talk and probably forgive or whatever.
Mhm.
It all depends on the response or the answer I receive.
Hey, she been eating his
So,
ass. I ain't going, bro.
But she ain't gonna tell you she ate his ass.
Nah, but he gonna tell me. Niggas, niggas be ready to tell you some juicy shit.
Yeah,
now, if you meet the dude and said, "No, I ain't know she was married" or something like that, then yeah, yeah, she been cheating.
yeah,
She been cheating.
Janice, is that? Yeah, I think I'm saying that right.
yeah,
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 yeah, she on it.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why I
she
wouldn't
on it.
tell her shit. Of course she
Yeah.
ain't gonna forgive me.
She
I
be
ain't gonna
trying to like,
do that shit.
Yeah, I've seen Janice. How you doing there, Janice? And Jason, I appreciate everybody that's watching right now. I've seen her on Creed podcast, so I appreciate y'all watching in. Janice says she like to be missionary because she like for the man to be looking at her, so she can rub
Ooh.
on his arms and shit like that. She want to be on her back taking dick. So I'm just like saying, Jan, that's what Janice says she is. She ain't got time to be turning. You ain't turning the whole backwards. She wants you to watch her from the look in your eyes and shit. Tell him, Janice, that what you say is. She knows that what she
Man,
said.
that's crazy.
Janice don't be playing. She take you ain't getting it from the back. You getting it missionary, goddamn it. That's what Janice said. But anyway,
Hey, you
y'all
see
please.
that comment down there, Wizzo? That's why this not
What's
a
that?
safe place right here, man. She said any woman that's deal with 7 now will know if he been cheating. He gonna
Oh,
forgive.
great
It
callback.
ain't safe,
Great
man.
callback,
It's not
Kevin.
safe,
Great
dog.
callback.
God damn.
Great callback. Yeah.
Janice be
weaponize what you said.
Ah,
There we
damn.
go.
anyway. So
There we
let me
go.
ask this before I go to my next before I go to one of you guys for your second one. We was talking about forgiveness, and I just want to know, and I got this in my notes somewhere, but I kind of got it off the top of my head a little bit. Every time you turn around, it's like people of color want to talk about. Uh, Janet just commented. I believe that was on you right there. 7 on me. I'm not sure what it was, but we they want to forgive. They want to forgive. You know, this dude didn't just killed your brother. I want to forgive him. He didn't just slept with your wife. Oh, he forgive him. I'll forgive him. Forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. Every time you turn around, people color. They want to forgive. They want to forgive. I'm to myself. I'm saying fuck that. No, I'm not forgiving you. And I'm gonna just share a little story with you, real short. I don't know. I was probably in the 8th grade. My brother was murdered, stabbed to death. My oldest brother, and I ain't forgive that motherfucker. I was young, but to this day, I've lost track of that situation in him. I heard he died in prison. Somebody killed him. I think that's what they said. But my brother was laying down asleep, and this motherfucker come in there and stabbed him to death. No, I don't fucking forgive him. But you'll catch people always say, well, I want to forgive them. They didn't kill their son. They didn't kill their daughter. Well, we got to forgive them. I'm not forgiving shit. Fuck that motherfucker. But that's just me and my thought. So I want to ask y'all, are, are people of color, are we too forgiving or so quick to forgive a person? And I'm going to come up there with 7 first. 7, are we too forgiving? I mean, are people of color too? And I don't want to say black people because I'm learning that people are using the word melanated skin and people of color and uh, different things like that. So I don't want to just say black, because 7 had already educated me on Blake. So I don't want to say black. So I'm gonna just say people of color for right now. Are we too forgiving, 7?
Hey man, I'm gonna tell y'all this is, and it's crazy because this goes back. Not even just about us. This is about our ancestors. So when the colonizers came over here to America, man, one of the first things they wrote about us was that we were so open and so giving. You know what I'm saying? And there were no boundaries. Nothing belonged to one person. This is in our blood. We've always been here, right? And this has always been within our culture to give. You know what I mean? So in our hearts, this is what we do. We give to each other and we give to everybody else. Like we give to our culture. We freely give our culture away. We don't charge for our culture like other motherfuckers do. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers out here, they just take our shit. You know what I'm saying? You see like video games like Fortnite, we make dances. Fortnite just take that shit, selling it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, our culture, we just give it away. Our music, we give it away. We give everything of ourselves freely and open-heartedly. And this is the soul of our culture. You know what I'm saying? So I think we do because that's just who we are. I mean, it's unfortunate that we've been trained and indoctrined to be hateful towards each other, our own people. So that we have to let go. But man, I really think we need to stop forgiving motherfuckers and start tearing some heads off, man, honestly. Because the shit that keeps happening to our people is a never-ending cycle if we keep forgiving and being so nurturing and open.
Okay. Big Pokey, are we too forgiving?
So, excuse me, I think you're referring to particular situations like the Dylan Roof incident where the folks at the church are talking about forgiving. I think that's more of what you're talking in line to, because we are not forgiving to each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are not forgiving to each other. We are very mean-spirited sometimes with each other, and I don't want to say vindictive, but it could almost feel like it sometimes. Like it's more, I need to feel that tit for tat. I need to hate you doing anything. I need to tell somebody that you're not good. Like I'm allowing you just to make sure you're not good. Even though you're a blessing to everybody you bring into your life, I can't stand you because of that. Now that, like, even if that same energy was held towards other people, then maybe I could say we're needing to work on it. But it's something that we ourselves haven't worked out with each other. But we definitely don't look at other people the same way we look at each other.
Yeah. All right. I like that. Anthony, what you got?
So forgiveness to me is I forgive a person. Doesn't mean I have to keep on dealing with that person. Don't means I have to be friendly, whatever to that person. To be forgiveness is part of the healing. It allows me to let go of the anger, the animosity. So my heart won't come hardened. So I won't carry that anger or allow it to build up hatred about somebody else. I don't like that. So I might forgive a person, don't mean I have to deal with that person. I mean, I done had people put guns on me, try to stab me, and all that. But I'm cool with them today. I don't really have to deal with them on a regular basis, but I'm cool with them. I let that anger go. And it makes me feel better because I can let other people, because I know that I'd have done some wrong myself. I done hurt people myself, and I need forgiveness because stuff I've done, I could be dead right now.
Hmm.
You know, I done some shitty stuff in my life.
Okay. I heard that. Well,
So, like you said, you reap what you sow. Some come back around. Yeah. So some of
all
it
right.
here because of forgiveness.
Seven, was you fixing to say something?
Oh yeah. I was just gonna say, man, that's what I was speaking on when I said our people are very brainwashed. We can't forgive everybody else, but we can't forgive our own. But that is a part of the indoctrination. We've been taught hate so well that we've learned how to hate ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like just look at the way that our sisters want to wear wigs, like, and have white women texture hair, blonde hair, all this shit. And look at the way the brothers want to buy Gucci and wear all these white names. When none of us really want to deal with anything when it comes into our own culture. We can't even forgive each other for little things. We want to kill each other, right? We've been taught hate so well that our enemies don't even really have to kill us anymore. We've been doing it to ourselves, and that's why I'm saying. My man said we have to forgive and not hold on to the hate. I kind of agree with that, but I feel like I don't have to forgive you, but I'm gonna let this hate go back into my enemies. You know what I'm saying? So if you did something to me, I'm gonna destroy your whole lineage. I'm not gonna hold on to the hate. I'm gonna let that shit ride because at the end of the day, they not gonna hesitate to do it to me or my children. So the thing is, I don't give no fuck about none of that Christianity shit because I ain't even with that no way. At the end of the day, my enemy's gonna be destroyed. Even in the Bible, God was destroying motherfuckers. So it's like, how long are you gonna hold on to this illusion that the world around you is peaceful when your enemies are killing you? When they teaching your children and your brothers how to kill you, we need to really come together and destroy our enemies instead of feeding into and we just feed into like their societal beliefs, their money, their all that shit. Everything we do, our relationship goals, nigga. This all the ideology of our enemies. Everything we live in. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that most motherfuckers don't even know that cowboys was a racist term. That shit was a racist slur to black people who worked around cows. They called them cowboys. And then we made it popular. So then everybody wanted to become cowboys. You see what I'm saying? Like we don't even, a lot of people don't even know that shit. It's deep. Calling a black person a cowboy back in the day was like calling them a nigga with a hard ER. So it's like, bro, we really got to start knowing shit so we can stop letting our enemies control us. And then we need to start taking all this energy and animosity that we have towards each other and put it back on the people who stressed us all out. Because we only killing each other and hating each other because we all going through the same thing. So you looking at another nigga like, how dare you do this to me? You know what I'm saying? And you down here with me. You think you better than me, but you with me. So I'm going to teach you a lesson. Instead of thinking, hey, man, we hurting together. Let's fuck these niggas up over here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? With this pale skin, let's fuck them up and get our shit back.
7. I'm not laughing at you, but Janice is tripping.
Talk about the wigs.
I knew somebody was gonna say something about the wigs.
Wizzo, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh,
I saw you when you start laughing, Big Pokey. I like somebody gonna get on 7 about the wigs.
Yeah.
But 7, before you say something about it, let me go back up here, and I just have to ask. Grace is very important part of forgiveness. Who is Grace? I mean, Grace, raise your. Who is Grace? I don't know who Grace is.
I got some Grace.
Who is Grace?
My enemy, man.
I don't know Grace, Jenna. I don't know no Grace.
Wasn't she a character on the Golden Girls?
She must have been. Yes, she was.
They all did.
Oh God!
Grace gone. She on the glory.
7. Before you address Janice, if you want to, I'm gonna say this. I'm not forgiving shit, especially like I said about the guy that murdered my brother, and I think Ari said something about that up in the comments a while ago. I didn't went past him now. You know, there's certain things that I may forgive. Now I'm not gonna hold on to it and let it eat me away and let it eat me up or whatever. But I'm not forgiving that motherfucker. And if I was at the age I am now and knowing what I know now, I would probably be in a ninja suit somewhere. And that motherfucker probably been and got some work put in. But I'm not gonna say whatever because now I know a whole lot. I watch a lot of CSI, so I know how not to do a whole lot of shit. So
already,
you know, I know what to do with that. But with that being said, Grace is not action. So 7. It's up to you, but if you want to address this comment that Janice posted, if not, we're gonna move on to a second. So you gonna say anything to Janice about that?
I just want to say, she said I confess to that I might be. Hey man, might don't hold him in court, man. There ain't no evidence. You know what I'm saying? So I plead the 5th.
He said might be a cheater. All right. Well, you guys didn't answer me on that. Whether you watching this live now or you watching it later, remember, it's absolutely 100% free to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Just to put this out here, this is not a monetized podcast. So if you worried if I'm making some money, I ain't making shit. But I enjoy bringing you guys and bringing the viewers some different conversation, different points of view, and just average everyday people. Bringing you some honest and open thoughts. And I appreciate all of the comments that's coming in. So we appreciate y'all on that. So
Oh, yeah.
with that being said, everybody know, if you hadn't watched Wizzo Talk before, I like to work the room, give my guests to bring up a different topic. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, like I said, send me a message. I'm Paul Wizzo on Facebook. Send me a message here. Send a smoke signal, carrier pigeon, Uber Eats, Uber, DoorDash, or whatever you got to do to get me the message, and we'll get you on the show. I appreciate you. So let me send that. Let me come over here to Anthony. We're going to work this room one more time. Anthony, what you
I have a
got?
question. I have a question
Okay.
for you. You and Seven. If y'all kids was to do something, wouldn't y'all want whoever the court show mercy on y'all kids, on your child? Would y'all want some type of forgive? Oh, please forgive my child. He didn't mean to do this or mean to do that. Or you gonna
Like what
say,
though?
fucking kill his ass?
Like what? Give me an example. Like
If
what?
your
What
child
they do?
intoxicated manslaughter, he killed somebody while drunk.
How old?
Okay. Seven, you want to
Would
go
you
first?
want them?
How
Yeah, go
old?
ahead. Huh?
How old?
How old what?
The
The
child.
child
How old
is?
is the child during the vehicular manslaughter?
Say the child 7 years old and your son is 21, 18, 17, whatever. Or
He got to do that
21.
time.
Well, I'll
So
say this here.
he was doing something illegal
He
and
was
ended up killing
drunk. He was
somebody.
drunk. Yes, he was drunk. Will you want the court or somebody, will you ask for forgiveness or you want mercy for your
Uh,
kids?
leniency. I do expect I do expect him to serve some time, but I would ask for
Yeah.
leniency.
Okay, it's a difference, but I heard that you would ask for leniency. Okay. Seven, what you got? What you asked the
Hey, yeah, no. Fuck that. I'll let his ass do that time because the motherfucker need a timeout. He gotta learn something. But now this is what I was expecting. Like I thought he was gonna say some heinous shit. Like let's say your kid go through some crazy shit in his mind and he just motherfucking go shoot some shit up and kill a bunch of people. Right? At that point, I just kill him myself. You made him.
damn.
Hey, listen, would you prefer your enemies to kill your child or would you prefer to destroy your child when your child
Ooh.
That's
this
this is a great
is the hard
philosophical
shit.
point, Seven.
This
That's a great
huh?
philosophical point to ponder upon. Like,
No, this is what I'm saying. Our parents always laid it down on us like this. I brought you in this world, I take
Yeah,
you
they used to
out.
say
Now,
that.
what happens when your child goes in such a dark way, right? Do you put that responsibility on your enemies or do you put that responsibility on you? Because that's your creation. At that point, you're responsible. That's like some Star Wars shit. Your child go to the dark side. I got a lightsaber that motherfucking head off, man. You know what I'm saying? That's out of love, though. Now, if you say that's wrong, then you got to be saying the Bible wrong. Because if God destroyed a lot of civilizations out of love, when God is love, it's said that in the Bible.
I hear you. I'm listening.
Well,
That's all I'm
I'm
gonna say.
I'm gonna say this that no, I'm not fixing to ask that judge for any type. I'm not fixing to ask him for forgiveness. You just said that my child or whatever is grown or whatever, because I already know that that white judge or whatever is gonna hand down the worst thing it is anyway by my son being a person of color. But my son is grown because you just established that he's 21 or whatever, and he knows his actions and he's responsible for his actions. But now, like Big Pokey was saying, asking for leniency, that's different. But asking him forgiveness, you know, because that person that my son may have killed or whatever, that's their life is still gone. That's just like with me, with and I know people that have gotten well, I know I'm not gonna say people. I know one person that's gotten released from prison after serving shit, I don't know how many years he did for murder, and he's out walking the streets now, but that other person's still dead. So I'm just saying, fuck that.
How
You know,
about how
Hey,
about when like a child kill one of the parents?
why did he kill him?
Would on drugs or I mean he was messed up in the head. He was going through some things. But he's not
Wait,
communicating with y'all though.
I'm asking because like to me the circumstances matter. Like we talking
yeah.
about somebody that's
yeah,
chemically imbalanced, or somebody who just had a bad day and
Has had a bad
100%
day.
crashed out.
Yes, but
Somebody
both.
just had a bad day and 100% crashed
You
out.
use either scenario. What would you do? Either
So
or.
if all right, if there's a chemical imbalance going on, then that's not his fault. Like I'm being as politically correct without using any red language, but like if we're talking about a real chemical imbalance in the brain,
Hmm.
then that's not his fault. It's terrible that that happened, but he clearly wasn't in his right mind. So instead of pursuing like the death sentence, we put him in a rubber room.
And on that situation, I think that because this is some real this shit like this has happened. You know, I think some of the parents need to identify and see that their kid or their child is having an issue or a problem. I think they sometimes they can ignore those signs or whatever, something like that. So you know, it's just a different situation, different type of thing, you know. So, but I'm not gonna ask him for no forgiveness because fuck that.
Right. I don't.
I mean, what if you beat the shit out your kids and then they kill you? I think that's acceptable. At that point, motherfucker just defending himself.
Isn't that what like happened to the Rodriguez twins or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. The Menendez
Yeah,
Yeah,
brothers,
Menendez.
man.
There you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they all over TV right now because they didn't murdered their parents for molesting them and so forth and so on, or the dead or something like that, you know. So, you know, I don't know, but you know, to get up there and ask somebody for or to forgive someone or ask them for forgiveness, we already know that that judge is not fixed to forgive no damn body anyway. Especially if a person of color get up there and there's a white judge, he gonna throw the book at him. It's been proven time and time over again that they give people of color way more harder sentences than they do whites. Let me just say this right quick. Jason was saying I need to bring on Janice on she on oh wait a minute, she on him. Bring Janice on. So look like Jason said I need to bring you on, Janice. So if you'd like to be on Wizzo Talk, you and I both know Cree, so you can reach out to her or reach out to me and send me a message, and hopefully we get you on one of my hot topics. So we'll see what that being said. But anyway, I'm getting that out of the way. Any more comments on that right there? No. All right. Well, let me see what Big Pokey, what you got on this second round we got right here on our second and final round.
Wanted to bring in some pop culture. So two in particular cats. They happen to be in the same field. Um, Anthony Edwards and Zion Williamson. My issue is like at what point is there enough knowledge for you to make better decisions to protect yourself? Like I know they're young and they're millionaires, and it's going to be difficult to tell young rich people something, but if the knowledge and the experience is there beforehand, at what point can we expect them to not be front page news for being man, I'm trying to mix my words properly here, for being less than upstanding citizens, less than responsible citizens?
Right. Uh, Let me say this, Big Pokey. When you moved to the front, for some reason you came in like super clear then. So I don't know if you got closer to your mic, but you came in super clear. I can still hear you, but a while ago you came in super clear. But let me ask you this: Zion Williams and Anthony Edwards, are they sports figures?
Yeah, both of them play in the NBA.
Okay, that's what I thought. I remember Zion Williams. And
What do they
so
do?
you saying that what? One more time, say that again.
At what point does that stop being the norm for those in that particular field? At what point does the previous experience and the knowledge that is readily available to avoid what some may deem as predatory situations, instead of them actually just being more responsible?
Hey, can I ask what happened with these
Yeah, I
guys? I
don't
don't
know.
even know
I
what
don't know
happened.
them.
Wow. Okay. All right. So with Zion Williamson, he's getting ready to be traded from the Pelicans because they're basically tired of his shenanigans because his baby mother has broken into his house and beat up his current live-in girlfriend and been arrested for it. And I think she's getting charged with terroristic threats behind it. Anthony Edwards paid a woman $100,000 to not have a baby. She went.
Oh, she had it anyway.
Yeah, she had the baby anyway. And even though he made it clear to her that he didn't want to have anything to do with this situation, because of how sincere he has been with saying, I don't want to deal with this, it's been another point of easily making black men in general just look irresponsible.
Okay, I'm a little bit familiar with that situation, and let me say this about Zion Williams, the basketball player for the Pelicans, because I remember him a little bit because I think he was one that slid and broke out his shoe or something when he was doing something in college or whatever, something like that.
Right.
And he gained a lot of weight or whatever and stuff like that from what I was really hearing about him. And I think that these kids, and I say kid because he's way younger than I am, he gets out of there and gets into the NBA making millions, crazy, stupid money. Ain't never had shit in his life. However, he has done some good things with his money and donated some different things. I lost track of that because I didn't know this was coming up or whatever, but I do remember him doing some good things. I think sometimes I don't know, but I think when they get them into the NBA or football or any professional sport, I think they're going through a briefing about their money and about different situations. But in the end, they're grown and they do stupid shit like the one from John Morant, I think, then done a lot of stupid shit, or whatever. He's done some good stuff, but he's out here being flexing, being a gangster, being this or whatever that, and he's not received a lot of criticism. So I don't want to blame it and say that they're just young and dumb and don't know how to handle their money or whatever, or handle that situation. But they're making some mistakes and they need a second chance. And once they get that second chance, I think they need to do better with that second chance. If not, they're gonna find their ass out like Russell, I forgot his name, used to play for the Raiders, big ass quarterback or whatever, and shit like that. But that's my thing on that. And just to touch on Anthony Anderson, I think it was $1 million, I think, from what I heard, that he gave this woman for child support or something with that story, still not to deal with her. And I think some women, they know who he is, but he did go off in that pussy bear and had that baby. And he's gonna go and give her this $1 million because some of them, not all, but that's what they want anyway. Look at Nick Cannon, he got about 30 kids, and they keep letting him go up in that bear. Why? Because they know they're gonna get that payday. So if he didn't give her this $1 million, he won and done. But hopefully he'll stay off in his child's life because that is his child. But that's just kind of my little input about that right there. With Zion, young, dumb, he need to learn, need to make better choices with his money. Hopefully get a second chance. Andy Anderson is a grown man, and he didn't give her that money, didn't pay for it. And he may be one and done, may not. I don't know. Anthony, what's up?
I had no comment because I really don't know the story. So
Okay. 7.
Hey man, just from what I know, they both wild, bro. Because at the end of the day, they got all the money. Niggas got a motherfucker. Hey, bro, you got that kind of money? I get the kids from the mamas, man. You got this lady coming to your house attacking motherfuckers that live there, calling and making threats. I get the kids from her, and then motherfucker put a restraining order on her ass, bro. I got the money. Why you don't want the kid? Shit is yours at the end of the day. Old boy who paid shorty off because he didn't want the kid. Man, that go back to what we were talking about in one of your past episodes, man. Who responsible for the condoms, man?
Yeah.
Good
You know
question.
what I'm saying? Like, bro, damn. You ain't wanna have that baby with shorty? Shit, you should have gave her that the morning after pill. God damn, dog. You a millionaire. You can give a motherfucker $1 million. Do you know how many motherfucker Plan B pills that is? You out here fucking up like this. That's wild.
Hey,
Good answer.
A
Good
lot of
answer.
condoms, dog.
yeah,
For real.
yeah.
Good
Let me
answer.
see.
You know what I mean? Like you could have motherfucking crushed that Plan B up and put it in some orange juice and cooked the breakfast the next morning and gave it to it with the breakfast and something. Like niggas out here tweaking. What are you doing? If you know you making that kind of money, you already know women gonna be looking at you like that. That's just some regular sports shit. I don't know how motherfuckers don't know that by now.
Right.
That's the game. Women been doing this for a minute when it come in them.
Yeah, no doubt.
There was a lady, the guy wasn't even a sports player. This nigga had a condom, he had a condom with some motherfucking nut in it, and she was just the maid cleaning up his room.
Oh,
She put that shit in her pussy and got pregnant and got child support off this nigga. He didn't even fuck. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like he should have been able to get that kid, and she should have went on death row for that shit.
damn.
The world ain't right.
Death row off of the head.
You know what I'm saying? The world not right.
That bitch out.
If men can do shit like that, nigga, they'd be putting us on death row for that shit.
Damn,
Women
what?
wouldn't be having that.
Damn,
Wow.
Women wouldn't have that.
That's
Bro. That
wild,
shit
Seven.
wild.
damn. That's
And the fact that motherfuckers can do that shit is so dangerous and
That's diabolical.
detrimental to motherfuckers' mental health,
That's
bro.
diabolical.
That shit crazy. It is diabolical, bro. That shit is nuts. See, my mans, they don't want them kids, so they just motherfucker putting it off on the mama instead of taking the responsibility, getting them kids away from their mama, because their mama already seem like they not mentally wrapped too tight. I get them kids. I let them see their mama every now and then, because I just think that's bogus not to let them see them at all. You know what I'm saying? But I tell her, like, you need to go get some type of mental help or something. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, these niggas don't want the kids at all. You done gave this lady $1 million and she's still trying to get more out of you. You might as well have just kept the kid and let her pay you child support.
I heard
That is
that.
illegal.
Janice is saying, you know, Anthony Anderson is doing what he's supposed to as a man. He paid her not to have the baby, and I didn't realize that, not to have the baby. Then he offered to pay the full 18 years of child support at one time. And that part I do remember. And she's also saying that the women are the problems in both situations. So I mean, women know what they're doing with that monkey. So
That's why I was saying, like, it comes off as predatory.
yeah,
Because they are young. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you some leeway, because I remember when I was that age and I came into a lot of money. I know I was throwing it like it was water. Yeah, I remember I'd wreck a car. I wouldn't even care if it could be repaired or not. I would just go get another one. Wouldn't think nothing about it.
did you cry? That's all I want to know. Did you cry?
No woman, no cry.
Poker, you driving a hard bar.
Hey, Big Poke, do you teach you have sons?
Say it again.
Do you have sons?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have a daughter.
Oh, okay. I wonder if you taught them that. Not to cry.
I would.
All right, okay. Seven, you got anything to throw out? I got one more thing that I'm gonna throw out because I gotta say some more shit for the future. You got something, Seven?
Yeah, man. Hey, man. So with this whole Carmelo thing, man, I've been noticing a lot of white people just online talking so much more shit about how aggressive black people are. And I guess my question, I want to make a statement before I ask my question, because I seen some white people online spitting out these stats. Man, I had to put it on my Facebook page, and they were saying that black men we made more of the prison population than any other race, right? So I went in and checked the stats on that. I learned that from Wizzo, by the way, and it showed that black men only make up like 38% of the prison population, and white men make up 56%. So the whole thing is like, why do they keep pushing the whole image that we're more dangerous and more aggressive and more violent, right, than they are? And why are they so scared of us? I want to know what y'all think on that.
Well, the way that narrative actually works is because we're 13% of the population, but triple of that representation is in the prison system. That's where that angle comes from. Now, of course,
They 7% though.
say it again.
They only 7% of the population.
Oh, for men. All right, yeah. If you only looked at men, then yeah, 7%. But
Yeah.
then that it increases it from to the 38% instead of just being 4 times when you go 7% compared to 38% of the population per capita. That's what they're talking about, and it does look bad. But we do know that systemic policing is one of the reasons for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of the black people who go to jail don't even go to jail for too much of anything, bro. They'll throw a nigga in there for anything at all. They could be jaywalking, or they can make a nigga confess to some shit they didn't even do just by beating their ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, the numbers is crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people account for that type of shit. That black men just get thrown in jail for crimes they don't even do.
Yeah, that's been going on for a while. Anthony, you got anything on that?
All that is, let's see a black man plea bargain. Plea bargain. What
Yeah.
these lawyers going to do? Plea bargain. They ain't trying to work for us. Unless you got money to pay, yeah, plea bargain.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely want to plea bargain you. But I hadn't followed that Carmelo Anthony case too much, but a guy that I talked to at work was talking about, well, he was up over there up under their tent and shouldn't have been under their tent, and I heard something about the two guys were aggressive toward him. Now, if you ran track, guys be up under other guys' tent all the time. I ran track and I was up under all kind of fucking tents back in the day. And then I heard that the Carmelo Anthony, I believe we was talking about the same one, right? That stabbed the twin with the knife. But then I heard it was a shoe spike tighten or some shit I can't remember because I didn't know this was coming up, so I didn't know. So all of the facts are not in on that. But this guy that I talked with at work, he was gung ho on Carmelo Anthony being in the wrong, and they've already said that. Well, he was saying that the other guy at work was saying that Carmelo Anthony wasn't even scheduled to run track, and I heard that he was on the track event, but the other two wasn't. Then I heard they was. So all of the facts are not in on that, and they're saying that the judge received death threats and the mom, and they doing all this because this black guy then killed this white guy. No matter what, that's all they seeing. And so now you have a bunch of these white, probably MAGAs or supremacists or whatever, want to go ahead and pass out threats to them without rather not all of the facts are not even in yet. But they don't care. They just know that this black guy killed this white guy. Now they don't care about if it was the other way around, then they're gonna be quiet. But then again, that's when we'll come up in there and talk about it. So but let me point out this right here on something right here somewhere. It's almost along them same lines about the when the guy at work was talking to me, he was saying, "What about the black on black crime?" I said, "Well, shit, move some white people in the neighborhood. It won't be black on black. It'll be some black on white crime. Then they ain't got to worry about that."
Yeah.
But I did a search because sometimes I do a Google search, and it said I'm gonna just say for example, but I'll say it said that the FBI data from 2017 indicated that 80.2% of white homicides victims were killed by white offenders. See, so he's not doing the research. It's just the same way you think that most black people own food stamps. Well, if you do the research and look
For
at the
white
numbers,
man.
which we know that they will lie, you'll find out that there's more white people on food stamps than it is black. But you always want to say that there's more black people on there, whatever. So he's not doing the
Mhm.
research. He just what about the black on black crime? What about this? What about that? Well, what about you do some research and look up the facts? But then on the same note, you have some people that don't give a fuck about facts because if they did, that orange motherfucker wouldn't be the president. But I'm just saying, I yield back my time for somebody else that want to say something. Anybody got anything along them lines?
I mean, it's just really weird how I think like why do white people feel so comfortable to have these organizations like the KKK, right? But black people we don't feel as comfortable to have these type of organizations. I feel if our enemies are willing to motherfucking come together under a flag of hate, we should be able to do the same thing. But for some odd reason, we just feel like we have to motherfucking help people and just motherfucking turn the other cheek as a societal whole. You know what I'm saying? We would rather gun down our own people in our communities than put together a coalition of black people in our communities that we all go shooting together and we motherfucking make our own flag. And you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, we need to be doing this shit too. I want to gather under some hate. Shit, fuck that. Like, man, we can't be just letting our enemies do all this shit to us. Cause listen, there was another story where there was a fucking white fireman, right? And he killed 2 twin black boys. Motherfucking lynched them on top of some mountain or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was crazy. I can't even remember where that was. This shit was like Tennessee or some shit, bro. And this is recent. Then there was another case recently where 2 white boys tried to get this little black boy in a lake or some shit, and they tried to drown his ass, calling him a nigger and all this shit. And he on trial right now. You know what I'm saying? The firefighter dude who killed them 2 black twin dudes, he already been convicted guilty. He had videos. He was sending videos out to all his white homeboys and shit. Like, bro, what's up with our people? Like, man, why we not out here, man? Like, bro, our enemy study, like, people don't know. We're still being lynched to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know y'all probably don't want to talk about this shit, but I guarantee you, if one of our children were to be under one of these circumstances and something like that happened to them, then y'all will be ready. But we got to start looking at every child in our community is our child. We need to be ready now. We need to be on this shit.
Yeah. All right. Any comments on that right there, Big Pokey?
Oh, the twin thing. I'm fresh on that. I had to actually look that up about the firefighters and the twins. I hadn't heard that at all. Seven, you're gonna be careful out here. You're gonna get put on that black identity extremist list to keep on talking like that.
Amen to that, brother.
Hey, you know,
Man, you sound crazy, man.
hey, I'm gonna tell you, Seven be keeping it real with about that. That's 100%. I tell you. So, you know, hey, you know, and it may be some of us out there. It may be some groups out there. I saw a group, and Ari told me the name of them a while back, but they was marching up the street. It was probably 1,000 of them or whatever. They was all in black, had weapons or whatever. But I'll say this before I let someone else say something. I see Janice posted a comment that it's a new day and time. Just like Seven just showed some heat right there. It's a new day and time. I follow a couple of black organization gun clubs, and women are shooting their ass off. Kids are out there shooting. They're getting familiar with handguns and stuff like that. So the days of us just sitting back, not doing anything, is changed because you never know who's strapped right now. You know, they may not be wearing their shit openly, but you never know who's strapped. So the white supremacists or the white whoever, MAGA, whatever, I don't know, they're usually going to attack in packs and going to attack on someone they see as somebody weak. So we have to stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. And we need to teach our kids to be cautious and always look around. I teach my daughter, hey, don't be pumping gas at night. Pump gas during the daytime and watch these vehicles and vans and shit like that's on side of you when you're at Wally World or wherever you are, because you never know, you know, what they're going to do. You know, I go back to, I think that movie was, I think it was True Lies with Samuel L. Jackson when they did that little girl like that and raped her and peed on her and did all that stuff to her like that. And he wound up killing both of them motherfuckers, you know. But, you know, shit like that really does happen. You know, a lot of it's not in the news. The news is quick to report something about people of color and what they're doing, and they'll leave out a lot about what the whites are doing. So, but anyway, any other comments on what anything that Seven saying? I'm gonna read Janice's comment to myself right quick. And anybody got any comments on something?
I did want to add on to that one of the reasons this story is being so sensationalized, talking about Carmelo, is it's to distract us from everything else that's going on right now with the government, between those tariffs, between these executive orders, whether or not the judges are letting them pass. Like those excuse me, those types of things that they don't really want us paying attention to, so that we can just feel the negative energy, so they can keep feeding off us like the vampires that they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, distract. Yeah,
Hey, yeah, if you pay attention every time some major shit happen, they do some shit like this, and black people start raging out. I'm actually kind of happy that black people ain't raging out right now, because we are really sticking together underneath this boy. But like you said, it's some shit going on in the background, brother. It's crazy.
yeah. They just had a march. I forgot what type of march it was here a while back, and it was reported that a lot of black people wasn't attending it, or people of color wasn't attending it. They was like, y'all know, y'all gonna handle that. Y'all voted for that orange motherfucker. We back here learning line dancing, and we line dancing. So
That's
y'all do
all
whatever
that.
y'all want to. Yeah,
That's all that. Yeah.
yeah. Anthony, what you got, man? You got a comment on anything?
Not really, man. I believe love, peace, and happiness, man. I don't discriminate at all. I just don't. I love everybody.
And I'm gonna say this right here, and then we're gonna go around the horn. You know, when we were talking about, is this a safe place for men to talk, and express themselves? And I said, some men will hold back. We're not gonna open up and tell everything. I'm not gonna call Anthony name out.
I think you just did. I think so. I think that's just what happened.
Hey, so I don't discriminate because I'm friends with everybody. I got people of different races, and I mean I'm just cool with everybody. I mean,
Okay.
I don't hate. Now I treat people accordingly how they treat me. I
Right.
don't go by race. It's
Exactly.
all about how they treat me individually, though.
Right.
It's like I can say that a black man and he might done some fucked up shit to me, and I don't like his ass. I might be the white man do the same thing. I might not like his ass. So it's not about race. It's about the individual.
Right. Okay.
I treat them accordingly.
That's right.
That's what's up. I respect that. Hey, okay. Well, let me just say this, and then we're gonna go around the horn. We're gonna give everybody a few little closing comments, or bring up anything else they'd like to bring up with before we get out. I don't want to hold everybody too long, because, like I say, I have a shitload of material, but I also have a couple other podcasts coming up, and I want to give away all my shit. So,
Okay.
but I will say this: if you're watching it live right now, or you watching it the replay, it is absolutely free to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate your support. And I will say this: this is not, I repeat, this is not a monetized podcast. So if y'all worry about it, me making any money, I ain't making a motherfucking thing. So just share it. You might not watch it, someone else might watch it. And if you'd like to be a guest on Wizzo Talk, please hit me up in the comments. Send me a message on Paul Wizzo on Facebook, and we'll see about getting you on the show. Because I always like to work the room and give all of my guests a chance to say something, or voice whatever they like to say, or share whatever they like to say, and bring different points of views, different opinions, and things like that to the stage. But I want it all to be about me. So with that being said, we're gonna go around the room, and we're gonna give out a couple of closing comments. It's approaching a couple, almost 2 hours. I want to hold you guys long, and we're gonna come over there with Anthony. So what you got there, Anthony?
So one topic that stuck out to me was about forgiveness. I believe in forgiveness. If we start forgiving each other, maybe won't be so much killing, so much hate and anger amongst each other, or whatever. It'd be less shooting. So that's why I said forgiveness is important. You gotta learn how to forgive. Teach others how to forgive. There won't be all this chaotic bullshit going on.
Right. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Respect that. Big Pokey, what you got, man?
Uh, all right. So something you said about when you were wrapping it up, having to let people know that it's not monetized. Um, that reminds me of akin to people who hate watch. Like, that's not something I partake in. Like, if there's something I disagree with, or if there's a particular person I don't care to hear, yeah, I'm not going to watch that. Uh, the reason I'm saying that is because you're mentioning it's not monetized, because you don't. People are assumedly wouldn't share it if it was monetized. I, to me, that's akin to hate watching. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just general um, PSA announcement. Yeah, don't hate watch. Find you something you enjoy,
Right.
that you want to share, that you want other people to engage in. Like
Right.
that's what you should be digging on.
Right. Respect that. Respect that. All right. That's what's up. 7. What you got?
I'm gonna put it down like this, bro. If it's somebody I don't like and they got a YouTube channel, right? Even if it's my worst enemy, I'm gonna watch that shit. You know why? Because I want to know what the fuck's on their mind, man. If you don't know how your enemy thinking, you already have blind. 2, if if you can't find a safe place to share your feelings as a man, you gotta try harder, bro. You gotta find some safe space with some homies or something. God damn, open up, brother.
I agree. I
Damn,
agree.
boy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta find somewhere to let that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Ventilate.
It's a men around you or something, man. You gotta, I don't know, man. Put a post down in the newspaper or some shit, man.
Anonymous.
Good answer.
Right.
Right.
Good answer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then on the forgiveness shit, man. I'm down for the forgiveness, man. But I'm not gonna forgive people that keep trying to destroy my people. You know what I'm saying? Like some people are worth forgiving, and some people they gotta learn a lesson. You know what I mean? And that's not even just me. That's not even my mentality. That's what the world has taught me. You know what I'm saying? Some people have to learn. Sometimes you gotta burn your motherfucking hand for you to know that stove hot, man.
Consequences.
And I'm that motherfucker. I'm the stove, goddammit. For real.
Said it all, Fred.
Consequences.
You know what
I
I
believe
mean?
in
Said it all.
consequences, though.
Hey, listen, man. I don't give no fuck about no bad karma, dog. Hey, listen, I'm gonna give you what you got coming to you.
Damn.
For sure.
It's all right.
The next thing I want, hey, my man Anthony, he got enough forgiveness for him and me. I ain't got that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fuck that. Then on top of that, we need to really start protecting our communities, man. We need to protect our women. We need to protect our children at all costs. The world ain't getting no fucking better. We can stand around and act like our enemies is singing kumbaya. We can be dealing with the mental disorders, thinking that we gonna ask our enemies for forgiveness in a court of law. None of that shit gonna help, man. At the end of the day, we need to be helping each other, man. We need to get our communities back in order. We need to know who our neighbors are, 4, 5 blocks down, goddamn, like in the old fashioned days,
I can
man.
dig it.
Because at the end of the days, it take a village to raise a child for real. And I think motherfuckers don't really understand how important that saying
Yeah.
is until your child come up missing,
Yeah.
and now you asking niggas a mile away if they
Yeah.
seen them. You know. But if you already had a relationship with these people, you wouldn't even have to ask it because motherfuckers tell you, hey man, little Tyrone down here doing some shit he ain't got no business doing, and some niggas in a white van watching him.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Motherfuckers, we need to be communicating back with each other, man. A lot of our problems come from a lack of communication. And we really need to be out there talking to each other again and loving each other
Yeah.
genuinely. Man. So man, let's just get to it, man. We just gotta put that work
Right.
in.
That's what's up.
It's been an honor.
Respect that. 7. Janet said you need therapy.
Hey man, the world been my therapy, man. That's why the fuck I'm where I
Yeah.
am, baby.
Good answer.
Already. Hey, I will say this before I touch on just 2 points. When you hear about talking about monetize, because we all know that some people hate when they think you making some money on something. So I put that out there, and I've said it a couple of times that this podcast is not monetized because, in whether you share it or not, which people sometimes, you can share a lot of shit, you can like stuff, you can do a lot of stuff, and then once you get to getting those views and all that stuff, you can wind up getting monetized and stuff like that and making money on it. I have over 330 some thousand total views. Some of my shorts have 30,000. Some of them have 40,000 views. Some of my full podcasts have 500 views. And I have 785 subscribers. Now, if I go off in there and I change up a bunch of settings and I make it where we don't have free speech, where we can cuss like the fuck we want to, then somebody might reach out and say, okay, let's run a commercial over here on him or whatever, and then you can start getting monetized like that or whatever. That's not my goal with Wizzo Talk, and that had never been my goal. So I put that out there about being monetized sometimes for the people that's saying we might not want to do this or we might not want to support it because he making some money. Well, I ain't making shit, but I will tell you I would spend 15 grand of my own money. But that's just what I like to do, and a lot of it's mistakenly spent. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But that's why you hear me sometimes say about monetize for the people that's hating, because we do sometimes talk about don't want to support him because he might be making some money. But let me just draw y'all attention to on the 29th, We're gonna be talking about Trump and his terms. Terms, I always make that up. And the MAGA love. And coming up on the May 6th is racism something that's in the bloodline. That's not the exact topic, but those are a couple of things that I got lined up. Trump, and then about talking about racism. Uh, with that being said, ain't nobody mad but the devil. Guys, I appreciate you guys coming on. I'm telling you, it is a lovely sound when, as a podcaster, when I hear the notification that the guest is backstage, because I'm sitting sometime and I'm waiting and I don't hear the little ding and I'm like, God damn, ain't nobody gonna show up, ain't nobody gonna show up. But you guys came through, I appreciate it. You was openly, we talked openly, we shared a lot of shit. We probably didn't share a whole bunch of shit, but we shared a lot. Big Pokey,
Yes,
you
sir.
know, I've been on the podcast with PM on there with you or whatever. So man, I mean, I appreciate you coming on Wizzo Talk,
Yeah, it's
and
my pleasure.
yeah, look forward to having you again, and keep on posting those words of today or whatever. I forgot exactly what it was, but you be posting, I'll be seeing them. And some of them I can't even pronounce. I had to Google that shit.
that's part. That's part of the learning process, man. That's what I want. I hope everybody does do that when they see a word they've never seen before.
Yeah, that's what's up. So I appreciate you. Anthony, you've been on a couple of times. The first time you was hesitant. Second time you was like, I don't know, whatever. And then we didn't got you on. So hey, bro, I appreciate you coming on. We talk
Enjoyed it.
openly, honestly, and hopefully have you back on Wizzo Talk again.
Yes,
And
sir.
just to touch on Seven, Seven had been on damn near every episode of Wizzo Talk except for the one-on-ones that I have with somebody. He's my go-to guy. He's gonna come on. Janice may talk about he needs some therapy or something, but
Seven,
Seven,
you're all right in my book, man. You're all right in my book.
hey, Seven's gonna keep it real with you 100. If anything go down, Seven is probably one that you want in this on his side. Want to be on that side. So guys, with that being said, I appreciate you guys. I am Paul Wizzo. We're gonna say holla at your boy, and we'll see you guys the next time.